Okay, welcome to episode 2 of Becoming Unstoppable. What I'm going to do in this video is run you through how to build a nutrition plan for fat loss, to retain all of your muscle, look good, feel good, and perform at your best without PEDs. This is how I do it. Okay, I'm going to run you through my nutrition plan, but first I'm going to run through some key points that you need to consider if you're trying to do this yourself. So first key point, the obvious one, what is the goal? Fat loss. Before you build a nutrition plan, you need to know what you're actually building it for. So in this case, it's fat loss. Second point, which we covered in the previous video, physique assessment. You want to assess your physique like I assessed mine and establish what position you're at. Where do you need to get to? Where do you think your nutrition plan needs to be? If you're a huge guy, let's say you're 20 stone and you want to drop body fat, the worst thing you can do is build a nutrition plan for someone who's 12 stone. Does that make sense? You're going to be starving, your appetite is going to be through the roof. It's going to be a huge transition from the amount of calories that you're eating to such low calories. For me, I can eat about 4,500 to 5,000 calories per day, and that's what I need to grow. Now that isn't average, that isn't normal. So I need to build a nutrition plan based around this. When going into a fat loss phase, you want that first week to be as easy as possible. You don't want it to feel any different to what you're currently doing, and then you want to slowly taper into the position that you need to be in. If you go from eating 5,000 calories to 2,000 calories, of course you're going to feel like shit. Of course your training performance is going to be in the bin. You've got to start similar to where you're at and then taper down from that position. Okay, next up, lifestyle assessment. So assess your lifestyle like I assess my own lifestyle. I already know this, but if you're building your nutrition, you need to step back, look at your lifestyle and figure out how are you going to build a nutrition plan around this. If you're up at 5 in the morning, maybe working, you do the school run at 9, maybe you work 9 till 5. After that, whatever you're doing, or maybe you're a shift worker doing 12-hour shifts, whatever that is, you need to establish that routine because you need to build a nutrition plan around this. Like I'm going to build my nutrition plan around mine. There's no point in having 5 meals a day if you've only got 3 times to eat. On the flip side, if you've got an abundance of time, then maybe it's practical to put more than enough meals in and more than enough snacks. And you have to build it around this. When do you wake up? When you go to bed? What are your breaks like in work? Once you step back and assess your lifestyle, building a nutrition plan is so much easier. And this is something I do with every single client before I start building. Okay, next, training time. What time are you going to train? This is really important. Because if you train first thing in the morning fasted, or late at night in the evening or in the afternoon, your nutrition plan needs to be built around this. Now, if you want to perform at your best and you want to drop body fat at the same time, your nutrition has to be built to fuel this training session and allow you to recover throughout the rest of the day. So this is really important. You can't just have a nutrition plan and just train at random times of the day. You have to be prepared for this. This is a big mistake that people make. Depending on what time you train, you are going to perform differently. If you're training in the evening, you've got a day's worth of food in your system. If you're training fasted first thing in the morning, you've been asleep for 8 hours or six to 8 hours. So you need to fuel before you go in. You also need to hydrate. You need to take this into consideration. Okay, the most important question, macros for fat loss and retaining muscle. When building your nutrition plan, these are the macros you should go off. These are the macros that I build all my client plans off. These are the macros that I build for myself. They've always worked. This is why my clients always look dense, lean, sharp, full, and the training performance is through the roof. These macros are what I follow. I've never lost any muscle. My training performance is through the roof. If you've watched my videos, I'm strong. My strength never goes anywhere. My physique looks the way it does because I stick to these macros and I build a nutrition plan based off these macros. Now, some people watching this might have different numbers in mind. That's fine. Bear in mind that these are targeted towards someone who isn't using performance enhancing drugs. If you're enhanced, the macros are going to be way higher because you can process things a lot differently. Okay, beginner protein intake. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. This is for a beginner. If you're just starting out and you want to drop body fat, 1 gram of protein. Same for building muscle, right? If you're advanced, you've got training experience, maybe you've got a little bit of muscle, I would say anywhere between 1.2 and 1.5 gram. 1.5 gram being the absolute maximum, 1.2 being the pretty advanced, but you've still got a little bit more room, depending on what you want to do as well. If you're trying to stack on muscle and you're in a gaining phase, I would push up to 1.5. But in terms of fat loss and retaining muscle, more around the 1.2 mark. It all depends on what position you're currently in, your experience, how much muscle you've got, how much body fat you've got to drop. I'll decide this number when I do a client physique assessment and lifestyle assessment, and then I'll base it off this. But for me right now in this fat loss phase, I'm going to be around the 1.2 gram mark. With this protein intake, I will retain all of the muscle I have, and I'll be able to repair from all of the damage that I'm doing in the gym. Okay, carbohydrate intake. Now bear in mind this macro is based off your starting point of a fat loss phase, and then you need to taper down from this position, okay? I recommend 2 grams of carbohydrates per pound of body weight as a starting position, and then you'll adjust this after the first week when you can see what's happening. You know, is scale weight going down? How's training performance? How do you feel? What your energy level's like? Collect data based off these macros, then make an adjustment. You're not going to get this nailed straight away off the bat. No one does. You make an educated choice based off these numbers, and then you adjust into the sweet spot. Okay, fat intake starting a fat loss phase, 0.3 gram per pound of body weight. Again, this is the starting point of a fat loss phase, and then you'll taper from this position. You're probably going to find you don't need to adjust your fat throughout your entire fat loss phase until you get to the back end where you're left with no choice, and that's the only way you can bring calorie intake down. Keeping fat around this position will keep me satiated, it'll keep my hunger at bay, appetite in a good position, and I'll never really need to adjust it. I've always done this throughout all my preps with all my clients. Fat intake doesn't really need to be tweaked. It really depends on where someone's at, but this is the baseline macro you want to start off, and then the calories are going to be the byproduct of all of these macros, and this is exactly how I'm going to build my nutrition plan, which I'm going to walk you through now. Now, food selection when building a nutrition plan. I'm a strong believer your nutrition plan should be built from stuff that comes from the earth. So meat, fruit, vegetable, you know, nuts, anything that comes from the earth or is produced from the earth. That's what 90% of your nutrition plan should be based on. The other 10% should be the accessories, like your 90% dark chocolate, your peanut butters, protein powders, yogurts, stuff like that. You want to keep it as clean as possible, but that 10% gap is going to be filled by stuff like that. That's how I've always done my nutrition plan. When trying to retain muscle going through a fat loss phase, you want everything to move through your digestive system efficiently. You don't want any bloating. You want your stomach to be nice and flat. You want your appetite to be in a good position. You want to feel good. You don't want to feel clogged up, you know, bunged up. You ever had like a Domino's pizza and then you sit there and you're sweating, you're bloated and you're awake all night and your gut feels horrible? None of that. Whole clean foods that are going to aid your digestion. That's what's going to help you feeling good, looking good, and performing at your best. If you build your nutrition plan like this, 90 to 10%, you're going to feel good, you're going to look good, you're going to perform good, your skin's going to be good, you're not going to have any spots, hair's going to be good. You know, your body needs to function at its best. Plenty of fruit, plenty of vegetables, plenty of protein from meat sources, plenty of healthy, clean fats. This is the best way to drop body fat, build muscle, and do it in the most natural way possible. This is how I coach all of my clients, and this is how I coach myself. What I'm going to do now is transition over to the desktop, and I'm going to walk you through my own nutrition plan, which I've built, which is already working on 1.4 pound down already, and I'm on Thursday now. Started this on Monday, so baselined early in the week. Now I've dropped a little bit. This might stabilize through the rest of the week, or it might continue to drop. Like I said in the last video, collecting data, assessing what's going on, and then making the necessary adjustments from here. I'm going to walk you through my nutrition plan now, and bear in mind everything that I've just said. This nutrition plan is already getting results for me, and it's going to get results for me all the way up until the end of this, okay? The proof is in the pudding. I'm walking the walk right now. What I'm showing you, what you can apply to yourself, this works. I am the experiment, it's working, okay? So make sure you pay attention. I'm going to walk you through all of the details of my nutrition plan now. Okay, what I'm going to do now is walk you through my nutrition plan, right? So just before we do that, here's my tracker. So there's the nutrition that I'm following. I'm on Wednesday now and I'm at 1.4 pound. I was holding position early in the week, 226.9, but now I'm at 225.5, so 1.4 pound off. So pretty good guesstimate with the nutrition, but things are tapering down already, nice and easy, okay? Okay, what I'm going to do now is walk you through my nutrition step by step. But first, here is the tracker. These are the nutritional numbers that I've been following. I'm 1.4 pound down already this week. I was holding position at 226.9, but I'm 1.4 pound down today. Usually you'll find, especially with clients as well, you'll sit to nutrition for a bit and it takes your body a little bit of time to adjust and adapt, like 2 to 3 days, and then you'll start that downward spiral then. Okay, so 1.4 pound off. Let's get stuck into the nutrition. So 2 basic days. We've got a low day and we've got a high day. A low day is a non-training day and a high day is a training day. Nice and simple. High day macros, 478 carb, 257 protein, 86.6 grams of fat. And low day, 350 carb, 255 protein, 88.2 grams of fat, okay? 3,348 calories. High day, 3,849. This is the starting position for my fat loss. Let's go through the high day first. High day is a training day. Now bear in mind, I'm gonna be training around 12 o'clock, anywhere between 12 and 1, depending on what, well, 11 and 1, depending on what work I've got on, okay? So meal 1, 100 grams of oats, 100 gram banana, 100 grams of frozen blueberry, 1 scoop of Trained by JP Performance Whey Isolate, 40 grams of dates, and 85% dark chocolate, 20 gram, okay? That's option 1. Option 2, 2 bagels, 4 large eggs, 188 grams of banana. That's an exact match if I want something a little bit more savory in the morning. Sometimes I don't actually do this, but sometimes if I get a little bit sick of oats, I've got that second option there, okay? Meal 2, which is my pre-workout meal, which I have about 30 to 45 minutes before I train. 4 rice cakes, 100 grams of banana, 40 grams of jam, 20 grams of almond butter, okay? This is gonna fuel me through my training session after I've already had 125 grams of carbs for meal 1, okay? You have to fuel yourself before you're training if you want to perform at your best going through a fat loss phase. Intra-workout, 1 scoop of Strom Carb Max, so carbohydrate powder intra-workout. That's what I'm gonna consume whilst I train with EAAs and electrolytes. Post-workout shake, 2 scoops of CMP Pro Recovery. Why? This is a good source of protein and high carbohydrate intake for post-workout. Post-workout shake when I get home, 50 grams of blueberry, blackberry, strawberry, raspberry, 20 grams of honey. That's something that I've pre-made and it's in the fridge and I just drink it when I get home. Good time to have it, appetite's nice and high then. It's just a good time to get some fruit in as well. Post-workout meal when I get home. Now, this isn't something I would always have, but I've been in a gaining phase for the last 6 weeks and I've been having this, so I've left it in, but this is gonna be the first thing to go, okay? 50 grams of cereal, Crave milk chocolate cereal, post-workout with 200 mils of coconut milk. 1, I enjoy it. 2, it's good to get 35 grams of carbs in after training. And being 100% honest, I've got a full box and I don't wanna waste it, so I'm gonna finish it. I know I'm still gonna get results with this. Post-workout meal 3, so this is the main meal after I've just started training, probably about 1 to 2 hours after, depending on how much work I've got. 200 grams of chicken breast, 100 grams of mixed green veg, 250 grams of egg whites, 4 plain rice cakes, and 20 grams of smooth peanut butter. I'll usually make this meal and then take it out with me because I like to work outside of the house around this time of day. So this is a meal that I'll take out with me. So I'll have a separate tub of rice cakes and a chicken and egg white meal as well. I'll either make that into an omelette, I'll scramble it, I'll pan fry it with the chicken breast. Depends how I feel, I'll make it fresh. Meal 4 later in the day, 200 grams of white potato, 200 grams of beef mince, 5%, must be typically less than 5%, very important on that fat intake. 250 grams of egg whites again, and 100 grams of pineapple to help aid that digestion in the evening before I go to bed, because it's gonna be quite late, around 6 or 7 that I eat this. The egg whites, just a really good protein top up. 27 grams of protein, no fat, no carbs, it's lean, easy on the stomach. It's just really easy to get protein in. I would much rather have egg whites than a protein shake, okay? It's just less in it, it's a lot cleaner, it's a lot easier on the gut. And then finally, before bed, 50 grams of oats, 1 scoop of whey protein isolate, 100 grams of frozen blueberries, and 85% dark chocolate by Lindt, okay? Low day, very, very similar day, but we're not training, so we take that out. So oats and breakfast stays exactly the same. Mid-morning shake, which is something different to the training day. Scoop of protein, 40 grams of dates, 20 grams of almond butter, and 20 grams of dark chocolate. What I actually do with this is I slice the dates in half, I fill them full of almond butter, and then I'll snap dark chocolate in them, and then I'll eat them. Really sweet treat, and then I'll drink the protein shake separate. If I'm in a massive rush, I'll just blend it all together, but I enjoy eating this. I actually enjoy my nutrition plan. I enjoy everything that I'm eating. This isn't a diet to me, this is just tracking what I'm doing for fat loss. Smoothie, which I would have on the training day anyway, just becomes a smoothie in the evening. Blueberry, blackberry, strawberry, raspberry, honey, okay? To save on money, if you wanted to do this, you could just have frozen fruit here, but I just like to be super precise with what I'm doing, a little bit OCD. Meal 2, exactly the same, the chicken breast, the peanut butter, the egg whites, the veg, and the rice cakes. Meal 3, white potato, beef mince, egg white, pineapple. Meal 5, the same, oats before bed. So low day and high day, pretty much identical. We just move around the training window because we're not training, okay? So we keep protein high, we keep fats where they are. The carbs just come down because we're not training and we don't need to fuel it, okay? The reason for the rice cakes in meal 2 is purely for ease. I'm usually eating out of the house there, so it's much easier for me to have pre-cooked chicken breast, just pan fry some egg whites and take some rice cakes out with me. It takes me 10 minutes, like it's the easiest prep ever. I was having microwavable jasmine rice there, but just come away from microwavable jasmine rice. It's just a lot easier to have rice cakes. Still getting 21 grams of carbs there, which is equivalent to about 100 grams of microwavable jasmine rice. I might adjust this as I go, okay? But this is the baseline nutrition plan. I'm going to adjust from this position. Now, important thing to note is this is built for me. If you're watching this now and you try and replicate this, it's not going to work for you. I've been training 15 years, hardcore heavy training, yeah. I can get away with eating a lot more carbohydrates than the average person, a lot more calories. I've got a lot more muscle to maintain. This nutrition plan will not work for you if you're a beginner. You will just get fat or you won't be able to eat it, okay? When I build a nutrition plan for a client, it is based on their starting position, where they're at, what they need. Every single nutrition plan is different. This is my unique nutrition plan. This will not work for you. So if you're building your own nutrition plan for fat loss, you need to go through the steps. Physique assessment, goal, macros, lifestyle assessment, training time. All of this stuff needs to be accounted for or you are going to fail, okay? This is what I do when I run through each client's plan. I'll go through this step by step and I'll build the perfect customized plan, and then I'll take care of everything as we go through the coaching process, and I'll track everything like I've been tracking my own progress here, and I'll make sure that all of my clients get results. That's why all the clients that you see on my page that are shredded, full, dense, they get results fast and they do it without PEDs. It's because we're meticulous with what we do and we track the way I'm doing it here, okay? Okay, so wrapping up this video now. Now you've seen me map out the timeline in episode 1, establishing the goal, figuring out how long it's going to take, and getting clarity on what it is that I want to do. Now you know how I've built my nutrition plan, why I've built it, the methods behind it, and now you've got my nutrition plan, which I've just walked you through as well, okay? As you're watching these videos, as you're going through this process, I'm just trying to give you as much value as possible and answer a lot of questions that people don't know, you know. Mapping out the timeline, people don't know how to do it. Establishing obstacles, don't know how to do it. Figuring out macros, don't know how to do it. Structuring a nutrition plan. This is all the stuff you're going to struggle with if you're someone who's trying to drop body fat, build muscle, especially doing it without PEDs as well. You know, your nutrition and training is all you have. You don't have any assistance. I hope watching these videos, you're educating yourself and you're learning as much as possible. I'm going to continue to walk you through all of the things that I'm doing and showcase how I get results. This is all me, yeah. This is how I coach people. This is how I coach myself. There's no outside assistance here. This is all me. I'm showing you exactly what I know, and I hope you're learning as much as possible as you're watching these videos. So make sure that you watch the next video where I'm going to walk you through how to build a training program, how to structure it, what kind of training you should be doing, how I'm going to build my own training program, and I'm going to be walking you through that step by step and why I'm doing certain things, okay? If you have any questions about anything that you've watched in this video, just reach out to me on Instagram and just send me a DM. And if you want one-on-one coaching from me, you want me to do physique assessment, lifestyle assessment, map out a timeline to get you to where you need to be, custom build your nutrition, build your training, track all of your progress, take care of everything, then drop me a message on Instagram and I'll get you booked in for a consultation. Stay tuned for the next one.